Hey friends, Allison here. Welcome back to my channel. I am back today to share with you a pocket page layout this time. It is a pocket page that has two 6x4 pockets in it. And so I created my own pocket cards to put inside those pockets using my Cricut. I have another hybrid layout to share with you today. I used products from old Pinkfresh Studio, Simple Stories, and I think that's about it. I dug deep into my stash to create this layout. So right now I'm working on the bottom card that is going like in the bottom pocket. I created the background, the base, with my Cricut. I cut red cardstock to 6x4 inches, and then the white overlay with polka dots on it, it's actually holes. I cut with my Cricut. I glued those together, and on top of that I put this super cute heart pattern paper from Simple Stories. That's from Boho Baby, and that was layered on top of it. This little bit of black and white striped pattern paper is from Pinkfresh Studio. I think it's from My Favorite Things. I'm not 100% sure. This collection's a couple years old, and I haven't really played with it in a while, so I can't remember. But that little strip I cut down to 1/4 inch, and it's 5.5 inches long, and it's going at the very top of the layout. The journaling, which is on textured white cardstock, I typed on the computer and then printed with my Epson printer. And the little embellishment cluster that I wanted to put at the top here, the ideas that I had were too big to fit in that little space at the top there. The little box that the journaling is in, I created with my Cricut. I used the draw and cut function. So I converted a rectangle to a draw image rather than cut, attached it to a rectangle shape in Cricut Design Space, and then had the Cricut draw and cut it when I was ready to create. Those two stickers that I just put down are from Simple Stories, from a little sticker book that I have in my stash. I'll have to double check the name of it because I can't remember at the moment. But the florals and these puffy stickers that I'm adding right now are from Pinkfresh Studio as well, from These Days. And that's another older Pinkfresh Studio collection. I think it come out around COVID, somewhere in that time frame anyways. And then I know after that the Let's Stay Home collection came out, which I have as well, but I didn't use in this layout. I'm using puffy squares, or puffy foam squares, there we go, to attach that little flower in the top left-hand corner of this journal card. I added a few there, just trying to get them around the puffy sticker leaves. And then on top of that, I'm going to glue another flower from the die cut pack from These Days. I used liquid glue to attach that, but my bottle is running out, and you'll notice in a little bit that I pulled out a new one. This puffy sticker is from a different Simple Stories collection. I think it's from Happy Hearts. I pulled off one of the little flowers. I've never used that sticker sheet yet, you guys. I maybe should. There was a little flower, pink flower on it that worked with my color scheme, and it was small enough to put on top of that lemon wedge that I glued to the bottom corner. You may have noticed that there is no photo in this layout. There won't be a photo on this part of the layout. This is the title card. I've run out of ink, so I'm kind of biding my time until my ink arrives. I have it ordered, but I wanted to keep playing, so I am creating my scrapbook layouts without the pictures, but I will be adding them once I top up my ink. So back to the title card. Here's the rest of that black and white striped pattern paper from Pinkfresh Studio. That is all I have left from that pattern paper. It was one of my absolute favorites from that collection, and it may have been one of the reasons why I got it in the first place. So I feel pretty good about having used up an entire 12 by 12 sheet, over time, of course. On top of the striped pattern paper, I'm adding a die cut scallop border that I created with my Cricut. That was cut from cardstock that comes from Close to My Heart. And on top of that, I'm adhering some grid pattern paper from Cocoa Vanilla Studio. So there we go. There's another collection that I used. I used a lot. I couldn't remember everything that I used in today's layout. It was a lot though. I only have a small little bit of that pattern paper left. So I trimmed it down into 2 strips, and then as you saw, I butted them up together and then attached them to make it look as if it's one whole line. In the end, you're not even going to see that seam. I have a 1/2 inch strip of white textured cardstock that I glued on top of the yellow pattern paper, and then on top of that is going my title, which is fine. The entire title is going to be, you know that phrase, it's fine, I'm fine, everything is fine. That's the title. But I die cut one fine from different colors of cardstock from Close to My Heart, kind of like in a rainbow order. I'm going to use liquid glue to attach those to the layout base. And then once I have all the letters adhered, I'm going to create a large floral cluster over top of the word fine that has a phrase on it that says, I'm fine, it's fine, everything is, and then the last fine is my die cut. The font that I used to die cut those letters was the Cricut Sans font. I love it. It is very versatile. You can die cut with it. You can make the font bold, or you can keep it standard so it's a little bit thinner. You can also convert it to write or draw, and it'll be like, I guess, one-dimensional letters. So you can write whatever you want and then attach that to paper and it'll draw and cut. It's really neat. I love it. It's gotten to be one of my favorites. I'm gluing together some of the floral images from the die cut sheet. And then on top of that, I have a little, it's actually a lemon wedge, but I cut it from pink cardstock and also papaya. That's from Close to My Heart. And then also cut a white circle to go behind it so that there wasn't, where the holes are, you can't see behind it. Glued that all together, and here I'm adding some extra foliage that I cut with my Cricut as well from 2 different green cardstocks. Everything that I used today will be linked in the description box down below, so you are able to find it if you need to stock up on anything. So I'm working on adding my DIY phrase to finish off the title. I'm just trying to figure out what the best placement is, at the top part of that circle or towards the middle, and I settled on the middle. I'm going to cover up this gray, it actually looks purple now, flower down at the bottom here with what looked like to me a pink flower. You'll see at the end of the video in the close-ups, it's actually very purple. So I'm not sure what color it is. It's like a, I don't know, maybe sort of a lilac color, but it leans more towards the pink side than the purple. I pulled out these really cute little vellum flowers that I have from Close to My Heart as well. I don't believe these are available anymore. I've looked and I can't find them. So they are likely not available anymore, but they were the perfect little addition to the title card. And one last little bit, I went back to the sticker booklet that I have from Simple Stories, found a phrase that worked really well with my story, and that brings me to the end of this layout. Here's the close-ups. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope that you were inspired by it. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up and a like, and if you'd like to see more hybrid and digital layouts, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. I will be back again soon with more creative inspiration. Bye, guys.